morning now. The next day, the early morning, December 11th. And then a couple more of you all and some patrons start saying, Rudy, this is a big deal. You ain't going to believe what's going on. We got the new cultural sensitive banning that hasn't happened since 2020.
Right.
So then it got my attention.
Well, what happened?
And then all of a sudden, people started sending me links to Wizards of the Coast press release
What?
announcement. And
what did it say?
I looked at it.
Let's see it.
And I'm going to read it to you all word for word.
Okay.
On the screen right here off camera. The new Aether Drift set. We engaged a group of subject matter and language experts to work.
Let me translate that. We wasted our money.
Work with us and help guide us as we built the set. Our goal was to find a way to honor the spirit of the plane in real-world inspiration. Here's what the outside consultants said. When we created the original Kaladesh set, we chose the word Kala as a word that can mean tomorrow or art combined with Desh, meaning home or country. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. So Kaladesh means like tomorrow, or like the art,
country
of
of
the future
tomorrow.
of a home, or like tomorrow world. Or that's really neat. That's fucking cool. Unfortunately,
so somebody thought that was bad. Okay, got it.
term Kala can be associated with the meaning of black. Like the color black, a crayon black, like yin yang, like black people, like burnt pizza, like what? Like I don't like black. What black? What? I don't understand. Like, is it a racist thing? So I'm assuming everything's just racist nowadays. Like, what is the term?
Yeah, it's got to be right. It's got to be.
Term black. Like I bought a new car and I wrapped it in a really cool black Mac paint. Is this like like black? Like you're calling someone dry? I don't understand what's going on here. Often carries derogatory.
Kaladesh means black nation in Hindi, but Indians don't even play Magic the Gathering.
Colorist and racist connotations.
Wait, what?
Like you're calling someone dry? I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Often carries derogatory colorist and racist connotations when you apply black to a person. Like, look.
Colorist? Okay, so colorism is... Basically, colorism is inside of a race, racism between light skin and dark skin, and racism is between different races. That's my understanding. Inside of a race, racism between light skin and dark skin, and racism is... do I got it right? I mean, I isn't that just racism? Well, it's different. It's friendly fire. Yeah. Do I got it right? I mean, isn't that just racism? It's, well, no fucking way. Well, no, it exists. Like, this definitely exists. It does. Like, we all know it exists. The problem that I have is not talking about things like this. The problem that I have is acting on if it was the intent to begin with. So, yes, of course, like if you went to a minority school, a minority-majority school in America, you would know that there is a big difference, and people bring it up, between light skin and dark skin, whether it's black people or Hispanic people, any of this shit. Asians do it as well. It's extremely fucking common, guys. And the reason why it's common, so you have to take a few hundred years back, actually probably not even a few hundred, maybe 100 years back, is that the people that worked out in the sun and had more labor-intensive jobs, obviously had darker skin because the sun would be on their skin. And so people viewed having lighter skin as being of a higher social class. So that's where it came from. Tanned, yes, exactly. And this was even true in America until, tanning became popular. Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's just true. That's the way it is.
I'll be honest with you guys. You all know I am not the smartest tool in the shed. And many of you say, over the years, you've used the R word against Rudy. In other words, many of you all think I'm retarded. And that is kind of a thing. Many people in the world, and most likely... I have a form of Asperger's or some sort of, I'm on the spectrum. That's kind of assumed thing because of my wiring of brain and numbers and finance.
Yeah, he grew up playing Magic the Gathering, which means that he's way too old to self-diagnose himself based off of a BuzzFeed quiz. So, you know, instead of ruining his whole life because, you know, somebody on the internet told him that he had Asperger's when he was 12, he just tried to be a normal person and, you know, everything's fine.
Not really derogatory. That's just pretty much what I know about myself. So with that being said, we didn't want that connotation to hang over this plane each time we visited the world of Kaladesh. Instead, we need to take
I think that people need to take a very pragmatic and realistic approach on how consultants and people like this look at problems. So a consultant is paid based off of their ability to identify problems. This creates a reward structure behind identifying problems. This means that they are going to be more likely to find issues and find problems with things in order to necessitate their own existence, which will cause them to continuously create more and more rules so they can continuously necessitate their own existence. This is how it goes. Because, like, we don't care? Yes, nobody cares. Same with UI designers? Yes. Basically, like, they need to find these problems in order to continue to exist. So they will continue inventing more of them. There's a problem for every solution? Yep, that's right. It wasn't a problem until they pointed it out? Yeah, but if it wasn't a problem and they didn't point it out, or sorry, if they didn't point it out and didn't turn it into a problem, they probably wouldn't have gotten paid as much money.
Drift as our opportunity to implement a new game, or new name. All right, so we went almost 10 years. Kaladesh is...
You understand that you could say the same thing about literally any profession? No. So let me explain the reason why. So can you explain what you mean by that? Let me listen to this. Oh, you said you can respec for each boss. Okay, so just a minute. If somebody thinks that allowing people to respec in PoE2 is going to make it to where you can respec for every boss, like that's just such a retarded thing to say. I'm not even going to argue with a person that uses that type of logic. It's just going to waste everybody's time and make us all dumber.
One of the most favorite epic things and sets and places. The art, the Kaladesh Inventions, the Masterpiece series. Like, I've never even met someone in the last 10 years on YouTube with thousands of patrons, millions of views a month. I didn't even know anybody was upset. So Wizards of the Coast...
That's because nobody was. The problem didn't exist. They invented the problem to put themselves forward as the solution because they need money. Obviously.
Out of their way.
Yes.
Hired an outside consulting firm and paid an outside company to come in and say that what they did almost 10 years ago
was racist.
Is now racist.
Yes.
That everybody's loved and no one's even been upset about. And I tell you all millions of times, the real world is crazier than any fake news, Rudy lies, and any stories I can make. You cannot make this stuff up.
Yeah.
Like when people were sending me these messages, I didn't think you all were I thought you were bamboozling me.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
This was a lure. You guys are trying to get me upset to come to your house because your stepsister's stuck in a washing machine. Like, I didn't think this was a real news story.
I can see why.
I cannot believe that this company hired an outside consulting firm and paid money to bring in somebody to be upset on a product that's almost 10 years ago. That's one of the most universally loved things in modern Magic history.
The reason why it happens is very simple. It happens because the people in HR that work at the company need to necessitate their own existence. So the way that they necessitate their existence is they think that, or they say that you need to have these consultancy firms come in to make sure that we don't accidentally do a racism. But the fact is that any normal, reasonable person knows that that's not what's going to happen. So basically, you have the people inside of the company that have no actual function to improve the product for customers that are hiring other people to come into the company and change things. So what it creates is a feedback loop of necessity. So you need to have HR so you can have them hire the people to see the problems with these with these issues with the stuff that you're making, and then you need to have those people so that way that you can have HR and not have this problem, right? It's not just HR, it's everything, right? It's marketing. What I'm saying is that people that do this, they are looking for problems and they are trying to make sure they don't get fired. I actually don't think that in a lot of cases these are ideological positions. I think these are people that are trying desperately to find a way to justify their own employment. It's the same as LinkedIn. It has no reason to exist. Yeah, exactly. It's emergent stupidity. Yeah, that's it. Same as UI devs. Yeah, exactly. Stories like this will make people crank up racism out of spite. I think it definitely makes things worse overall.
Like,
yeah.
Like, this is wild.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I also got something really wrong. I got to acknowledge this video. In 2020, I made videos about the banning of the cultural sensitive. You know, when the world went nuts, everybody lost their mind. We had to burn down our own cities. Remember all that craziness?
That was crazy.
To show it to the man. So, in 2020, if we burn down our own apartment.
Well, no, if you burn down an AutoZone, it protests police brutality. Everybody knows that.
Complex.
Yeah.
And we don't have anywhere to live, but we showed it to the company who owns the complex. But now we don't have anywhere to go home. I don't understand. I'm too stupid. And now, I cannot believe, almost 5 years later, I don't think you all understand what this means. Like, when I started getting messages about buy Kaladesh sealed boxes, like this could be the new $1,000 box, like, because now, like, it states we will never use the word Kaladesh again. That means pretty much any card in the set. The master, like,
Jesus,
in this realm, and especially if it has the word, like, this is a big deal. Like, I wouldn't try to buy the single cards. This is fucking huge. Like, I think, like, this is big enough to move, like, Kaladesh sealed boxes to, like, $1,000 a box. Like, I haven't checked TCG Player, but I don't even know, like, there's barely these boxes left. Folks.
Well, yeah,
like,
of course, I would expect that. Someone says then when somebody is doing something actually racist because of consultants like these, people won't care enough. Exactly. I think it is definitely a boy who cried wolf situation where people whose job it is to perceive racism and any sort of like inequality in everything that they look at because that's their job. When you're a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. So I think that what happens is that there are so many instances and accusations of this that eventually people become numb to it and then they stop paying attention. And then they don't care about it or take it seriously at all anymore.
I'll make another video on this, but I want to see what happens in the next 48 hours. But
yeah.
I told you already, Kaladesh sealed product barely exists because everybody cracked them hunting masterpiece cards, the Kaladesh inventions.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful things in the history of modern Magic, to this day, still remains king. And everybody was cracking all the Kaladesh to hunt these things. And now, like, you literally just reserved list the entire Kaladesh booster box.
That's insane.
Like, folks, this is fucking huge.
Jesus.
Man. Like, this is the type of Black Swan event we talk about on this channel. So now suddenly, the one pallet of 600 Kaladesh booster boxes I have, and then when I was buying, I made a video in the crash about, you know, sell me your Kaladesh boxes. I was paying like 90% market value, which came out to be like $250, $275, $300 a box. And everybody was laughing.
So they were 200 or 300 a box, and now they're selling for 1,000. Holy shit! I guess that makes sense.
None of the singles are worth any money. And now I'm looking, it's going. We'll make a follow-up video. If you want my personal advice, I don't have any Kaladesh boxes for sale, so don't ask me. I'm not going to sell you any. You may want to probably like end the video and go online and probably have exposure to one of the greatest modern Magic sets in history.
Man.
That essentially just became reserve list across the board. Like the largest rubbery suction cup. Fuck, what were we talking about? The largest reserve list edition in modern history. Like, I didn't even think this was real. I told, like, when I got the first 5, 10, 15 messages, I thought you guys were just bamboozling me. Like, I cannot, like, is this real? Like,
this guy's not trustworthy. He'll try to scam you. He may just be trying to dump his boxes. Well, did Wizards of the Coast release a press release saying this? They did. Okay, so then what? How could you even say that?
Like, these are the type of corporate decisions that cause companies
How would you say that?
to just, like, this corporation hired an outside firm, paid them money to ban their own product from 10 years ago. Like,
It sounds pretty fucking retarded whenever you just state it outright, doesn't it?
who the fuck
Yep.
does that? And I've never even heard this. Like, people have been begging for more Kaladesh and stuff because it's so amazing. We're going to leave it here because this is going to be a wild path.
Yeah.
And this is a bigger thing than we realize because this alone can jumpstart and shock the entire market of this era of booster boxes. Like, this can change everything.
Well,
Like,
it's going to keep happening, I guarantee you, but it's hard to understand what cards it's going to happen to ahead of time because usually people invent like weird like parallels in order to justify banning stuff like this.
Talked about the bull market was an all modern new Magic. But you go back and you hit this era that's been flat and soft.
Yeah.
And you slam it with reserve lists, everything's banned. Like, folks, this alone is single-handedly a big enough impact. This is like a nuclear shockwave that you can reprice and change the entire marketplace of sealed Kaladesh. Like, these boxes can fucking run to 1,000 plus because there's barely any left.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody opened them hunting Kaladesh inventions. And now, you do this, this is now a fucking relic. Like, this is an iconic, this is a symbolic box now.
Yeah.
Like, this is what, I mean, even the box art with the beautiful lady on the front, with all the inventions, like, is one of the most beautiful
Yeah, they're going to have to
they've
change
ever made.
that too.
And now they just disavowed it, saying it's evil and racist.
Right.
So what exactly is it again? Hold on. So, unfortunately, the term kala is associated with the meaning of black. So kala just means the color black?
Uh-huh.
But not like black people? Or like a black object? Like a black, I don't know, like a shade of black? So there's no context. So kala just means the color black. But it carries a derogatory colorist and racist if you call it to a person. So people run around calling people kala?
I don't know. Maybe somewhere
Like,
in the world.
If I'm angry at like Taco Bell, do I yell in the drive-thru Kaladesh? Or like,
Maybe.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's...
Or do I just get... Oh, you know what? Sahili cat combo. Infinite combo, that's what it is. Like if I go to Chick-fil-A and I order waffle fries and they short me on it, do I just yell Kaladesh in the drive-thru and then everyone gets angry? Like, I'm too much of an idiot.
They don't even know what you're saying.
All right, I'll make a follow-up video in 24, 48 hours. No more memes and jokes, folks. This is very serious. This is about the color black. I guess.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. But if the color is black as kala, but desh means, where'd it go? Desh means home or country. So black country or black home? But people don't live in a... What does that have to do with people or race? It's like the color of a house or a country? I'm retarded. Boy, watch out, folks. The next 24 hours.
You know what? I don't think he's retarded. I think they are. That's it, man. And so, anyway, 2024, the society gave us the K word. I think we already had the K word. But anyway, so yeah, it's a catch-all for 50s for not white. Yeah, I don't know. But I think there's a big problem. Like, this video was really good. This was fucking funny. I had no idea this was even happening. I mean, I played Magic, like, off and on for, like, 20 years. So I had no clue about this at all. And holy shit, man. Does Rudy ever leave the basement? I don't know if he does or not. And yeah, is Kaladesh the anti-MAGA country? Maybe, I don't know. And 900 on eBay, I'd trust them. Well, here's what I'm saying is that I feel like a big issue is when you're doing something that's cross-cultural, you can't really make something that has any sort of like real, I think, interest in a lot of cases without maybe ruffling some feathers, because different cultures have different value sets and different language. Like, for example, the Spanish word for black is pretty close to the bad word for black, but we don't really use that, and we know that that's Spanish. But you do see people complaining about it. It happens pretty regularly. People say, well, why do they have this word there? It's literally the origin. Exactly, right? It's on crayons. No, but people get mad about it. And I think that the problem really is that people intentionally misunderstand things. They don't care about what the truth is. And what I think happens is that companies like Wizards of the Coast have people that work at them that need to necessitate their existence. So they create the need for some sort of external consultancy company. And then the consultancy company creates the need for the people that work at the company. So it's basically all of these people sucking each other off in order to justify their existence. But the fact is that you don't need any of those people. You don't need the consultants, and you don't need the people that are complaining and hiring the consultants. Get the fuck away from them, and everything would be fine. That's it. Yeah, please don't check country names in Africa. We had somebody in my school that thought that's exactly what it was. His name was Brian. We did. Tell this story? Yeah, and then she showed the country, and it had 1 G and not 2, and he just goes, "Oh, come on, man." I'm right here. And everybody was laughing their fucking ass off, and they were trying to explain to him. They said, "No, man, that's not how it's spelled. Like, that's not it." And I don't think that he ever believed anyone. I don't. He never did. I know this country. Yeah, what country? I don't remember. But yeah.
So today, in partnership with Samsung and Qualcomm, Google announced Android XR. It's a platform to extend your reality to explore, connect, and create in new ways. Now, I'm going to show you guys the first 2-minute introduction video by Google, and then we can get into some of the really cool features, because this is probably going to be how you actually use AI on a day-to-day basis in the nearby future.
Why would you say now is the right moment to launch XR?
Yeah, so for pretty much the history of computing, we've been using the rectangular box of a screen display. Whether it's monitors, laptops, tablets, or phones, XR has the power to extend beyond those boundaries.
I think now is the perfect time to work on XR because you have a convergence of all these technologies, and Gemini is key to powering Android XR. The underlying technology allows us to process inputs from all different kinds of signals, much like you process the real world.
The magical thing about XR is that it's moving computing to a place that's truly as natural as you can imagine it.
Android XR is our new platform for headsets and glasses. It offers some of the best tools for developers to use, and it reduces a lot of the friction.
We've been in this space since Google Glass, and we have not stopped. Things like AR Core, the Geospatial API, Lens, Live View, Translate, and now Gemini.
We can take those experiences, which already work great, and find new ways to be helpful for people.
When we talk about headsets and glasses, we think about headsets as episodic products that you put on for a specific reason.
When you're watching the game, Gemini could break down everything about Freddy's Grand Slam.
This is the most visceral incarnation of any 3D space or spatial environment you could think of.
I can't wait to spatialize old videos. It'll feel like you're right in your memories again.
And then we think about glasses as all-day products that you use to get value throughout your day.
Our technology really enables us to shrink down the displays that go into the glasses.
We'll see more of these highly portable devices that will more and more look like the ones I'm wearing right now.
With glasses, you'll feel like you're a local, no matter where you are.
There's no way we could build this platform other than collaborating very closely. We've been working with Samsung for a number of years, and so we look for opportunities where we could really marry each other's strength in creating something new.
from software and UX to hardware, cross-functional partners across both companies have worked seamlessly around the clock as one team to build a powerful XR platform.
We've learned that we can build the best platforms with an ecosystem of developers, designers, and device makers.
A lot of deep collaboration happens for us to bring the best solution to the ecosystem, to the platform, and to the users.
Alone, you can go fast, but together you can go far.
And the only way we'll get there is if we build this together.
So you can now see that we are literally at the intersection where all of these technologies are coming together to allow us to actually get that true augmented reality experience. Now, there are three key areas that I actually want to explore here, because when we actually have these incredible glasses combined with the abilities of Gemini, you get a completely transcended experience on a day-to-day basis that the average user is going to want. Take a look.
Hey Gemini, what have I missed in the besties group chat?
Nee and Sarah are discussing meeting later today at Gio's Pizza to celebrate Kelsey's promotion and are wondering if you can make it.
Are there any vegan options there?
Yes. Reviews rave about the mushroom penny pasta.
Great. Tell the group I'll be there. Oh, and can you send the pic of the blue just to let them know what I'll be wearing tonight?
How's this?
Awesome. Send it. Is there a store where I can get a card for Kelsey nearby?
Serendipity Cards is a good choice.
Let's go.
So I don't know about you guys, but that ability to actually have real-time directions embedded directly into your glasses seems entirely futuristic. Imagine going to a city where you know nothing, you don't know where anything is, and you're able to simply ask your glasses, hey, can you remind me where this is, where that is? And you don't have to, pull out your phone and hold it, especially in some, areas that aren't too safe. You can just immediately see what's up on your heads-up display and navigate to the correct location. And another thing that you could do is that when you're traveling, you could also use these glasses to get real-time translation.
Hey, Gemini. Yes. Which one is spicier, the beef bulgogi or the bibimbap?
Bibimbap is spicier, bulgogi is sweeter.
다음 분. 안녕하세요. 무엇을 주문하시겠습니까?
Beef bulgogi?
네, 16불입니다. 아, 그리고 현금만 받습니다. 감사합니다. 옆에서 기다리시면 돼요.
Now, when you actually have Google Gemini Flash that is able to reason across your real-time space and look at exactly what you're doing and give you advice on things you might not know how, this is going to be something that is incredibly powerful for getting to grips with things you simply need help with.
Hey Gemini, how should I hang these shelves?
A standard way to hang shelves would be to hang them in line, on top of one another. An alternative would be to hang them staggered for a more expressive approach.
Let's go with the first option. How do I get started?
Step 1. Decide on shelf placement and mark the wall lightly with a pencil. Use a level to ensure they'll be straight.
Where did I put my level?
I saw the level last on the console next to you. Place the level on top of the shelf and adjust until the shelf is even.
Honestly, I'm just thinking about the vast applications of the Android XR. I mean, imagine you are cooking something and you can ask the model, hey, does this look like it's done yet? Hey, do I need to add more seasoning here? Hey, how do I change this on my car? Hey, how do I move this? How do I fix this? I mean, the possibilities truly are endless. Now, Google have mentioned that Android XR will first launch on headsets that transform how you work and explore. And the first device is going to be this, Project Muhan, built by Samsung, and this is going to be available for purchase next year. Now, with these headsets, they're basically trying to reimagine how you use your favorite Google apps for headsets. You can watch, YouTube and Google TV on a big virtual screen. You can also relive your cherished memories with Google Photos in 3D. I'm not sure if that's completely dystopian or something that's going to be incredibly nostalgic, but either way, I think this is really effective in terms of technology being put to good use. Now, you're going to be able to explore the world in new ways with Google Maps, soaring above cities and landmarks in immersive view. And because it's Android, a lot of your favorite apps are basically going to work right out of the box. So it's going to be really crazy in terms of what you're going to be able to do for your entertainment side of things. And I think something like this is really incredible considering how it manages to blend seamlessly with reality, which is something that's not completely